For someone who did not serve, explain to me the challenges of coming back from conflict.
When you came back, there was no decompression. Vietnam was a difficult war because you didn't go over as a unit most of the time. You went over as a replacement for somebody else, so you didn't have any unit cohesion. You didn't have a lot of buddies. You were just the new guy that nobody really wanted to know your name because you were probably going to get killed in the first 2 or 3 months. It was the kind of thing that little things would set you off. When I first got home, it was any kind of a loud noise. After a while, it was just anger.
But how did you first recognize that you needed help?
I could never fall asleep without having a weapon at hand.
At home?
At home, yes. Unbeknownst to me, the retired gentleman who lived next to us had a dog, and the dog was hard of hearing. And the way he would call him was blow off a couple of firecrackers. So about 3 in the afternoon, I was home with the flu. The firecrackers went off. My wife said, I jumped out of the bed, I grabbed the weapon, and I was in the backyard. I'd drawn a bead on him before I realized what I was doing.
Then you realized you needed help.
I definitely needed help, yeah.
Navy veteran Marshall Young says isolation was the key component of his PTSD.
When I had completely cut myself off from old colleagues and friends, family members, and when I found that I needed help, there was nobody that I could reach out to without overcoming just this self-imposed barrier of silence and then embarrassment that it had been quiet, but now I need some help. And I don't know, I just got kind of lost in this black hole.
Can you explain that black hole to someone who has not served and someone who has never suffered from PTSD?
You fall into a bit of depression. Your body starts changing, you get heavier. There's a mental change, you're depressed, you're agitated, and you're agitated for reasons that people can't understand.
Come on, push, push, push. Perfect, keep your head down, there it is. Pop it up, perfect.
Enter with performance and former Army Ranger Sean Burke.
Come on, punch it, there you go.
His vision, treat veterans with PTSD at his gym in Coeur d'Alene with the creation of trust.
Nice, very nice.
Sean, in talking with members, there is a common denominator of a sense of brotherhood when they walk in that door.
When they walk in here, they're just like a buddy that I went to war with, or a buddy that I went to combat with, or a buddy that I went to training with. That's all comes back. That's like that switch just turns right back on. There's no happen to get to know the person. It's like you know them when they walk in that door, and you know some of the things they've gone through because you've gone through it yourself.
So bring your head right there.
There's a sense of unit cohesion when you're in the military, and you get that here.
Lock that arm out, lock it out.
And that's all they want. They just want to be accepted, be able to have someone say, you know, validate their feelings and validate their trust in others. And so when that happens, it becomes a powerful family.
Some of these veterans that you're working with have been in what they describe as a deep, dark hole. How does this facility, and you in particular, get them out of that hole?
If they can feel wanted, and like I'm here to help them, that's something they haven't felt before, because a lot of them are lost in that part. When they come back, and that deep depression is because they think their family has disowned them, or their significant other has, or they've lost their buddies in combat and they're still dealing with that. That part of it is very powerful. If they can get to that point where they feel like they are accepted, and it doesn't matter what baggage they bring in here, we're going to accept them and work them through that, then that's a big part of it.
The ultimate goal, to empower these veterans again. For Sean, it's a personal mission.
But I get emotional because some little subtle things happen. An individual who maybe didn't look at me in the eye now can look at me and say, "Thank you, brother." Or my fellow shoulder brothers will come in and say, "See you later, brother," or "Thank you." They're not saying thank you for the workout. They're saying thank you for making me whole again. Thank you for accepting me. And you can't put a price tag on that.